What it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only, Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Said It Show. Over 2,200 episodes since 2014. I'm self-produced, you guys, all right? And 700,000 streams globally. None of this would be possible without you guys, so thank you for all of the shares, all the cares. It makes a huge difference. Today, we are joined by Ben Ripple of Big Tree Farms. Hey, Ben.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing very good. Wrapping up a little U.S. tour, about to head back to Indonesia.
Oh, wow. Looking at that. I definitely want to say thanks to you and your team for sending me some amazing coconut aminos and some of that Bali barbecue. I like it hot, man. I like a little spice in my food.
Yeah, definitely. Bali Barbecue Triple X has got it.
Oh, yeah. So we're definitely going to see into that. But going back into the brand, having spent 2 decades in Indonesia, what is the one hidden lesson from traditional farming that you believe every global food brand needs to know today?
Wow, good question. I mean, I think especially right now with so much climate volatility and so much supply chain volatility, I would say that nature works through diversity, not efficiency. That was something that I learned back in college, but I didn't actually understand it until I was building this supply chain with over 20,000 smallholder farmers. I don't think that people realize that most agroforestry farmers, of which our supply chain is based on, I don't think people realize that they don't think of themselves as coconut farmers or coffee farmers or what have you. They're really managing a living ecosystem. They're stewards, and most of our farmers at Big Tree Farms, or all of our farmers at Big Tree Farms, they don't have coconut plantations the way that people imagine them. They have what are essentially food forests. Underneath the coconut canopy, you'll find cacao, vanilla, bananas, cloves, turmeric, ginger, vegetables, medicinal plants, oftentimes livestock running around. Every layer has a purpose. And that really changed the way I think about agriculture. I come from a farming background. I went to school for organic agriculture. And in the modern food system, we've really optimized for efficiency. One crop, one input, one output. Nature doesn't work that way. Right. It builds resilience through diversity. So it's like the diversity stability theory is what I learned in school, and it wasn't until Big Tree that I really understood what that meant. When a drought comes, or market prices fluctuate, or there's an onset of pests, a diversified agroforestry system or a diversified ecosystem is going to bend instead of breaking. And I think that's the hidden lesson that global food companies need to embrace. Instead of talking about how do we maximize the yield of the crop this season, we should be talking about how do we maximize resilience for the next decade, 2 decades, and I think to close it off, ironically, sort of the what many people think of as traditional or old school farming, actually, I think is probably one of the most innovative models for our future.
Agreed. I think that sometimes technology has just been allowed to jump in and do things, and we forget about those traditional skills and things. And so I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. I mean, resilience has got, especially now, we're definitely going into a period of volatility and supply chain challenges, and so resilience is the core, and a lot of that resilience comes from tradition. So.
Yeah, agreed. Now, where did the idea for Big Tree Farms even come from?
Well, this one I could go on for I could probably talk for 48 hours straight. But really, the idea of Big Tree Farms is the concept is the big tree, big tree throwing its seeds, and those are the seeds of change. That's where the name came from. Mm-hmm. And actually, before it was Big Tree Farms, it was in Indonesian Pohon Gede Organic, which is Big Tree Organics. And that was the original name of our small organic farm in Bali, Indonesia, that my wife and I started 30 years ago. And that small organic farm still runs today. It's a phenomenal 10-acre row crop organic vegetable farm that serves the hotels, restaurants, and families in Bali. Wow. But we decided to adopt the name for the work that we were doing with more perennial or agroforestry farmers for our export business, Big Tree Farms. Mm-hmm. We decided to adopt the name from the small organic farm to the main business because it really is about creating a model that's resilient, that's strong, and that sows the seeds of change. That big mother tree that grows up and feeds the understory and seeds the regeneration of the forest. So that's sort of the concept behind the name. Gotcha. And it aligns a lot with what we've done, right? So over the past 2 decades, we have built a supply chain of over 20,000 smallholder producers that are now all fully organic certified, fair trade certified, regenerative organic certified. And we work with them, bring their product in, process it, make a bunch of different delicious food products, and bring those directly to the market. So
yeah, I love that. We often hear about sustainability, but you tend to focus more on regenerative impact. How do you explain the difference to a consumer who is maybe a little overwhelmed in a grocery aisle?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I think, the concept of regeneration is one that has really come to the fore in just the past, I would say, 5 years. Mm-hmm. And, 20 years ago, sustainability was trying to say what the definition of regeneration is saying today. And I think that, there were a lot of challenges with that, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. But really, I think sustainability asks how to do less harm, right? How do you create a system that will sustain itself, right? So if you think about a business, you need cash flow, right? And so if the business has sufficient positive cash flow, it can sustain itself. But regeneration is asking, how do we leave things better than we found them? And I think that's the real difference. So sustainability is saying, how do we do less harm? Regeneration is saying, how do we leave things better? And I often say that, now, I think about sustainability as maintaining, right? Maintaining the status quo or what have you, whereas regeneration is really about healing. Yeah. So for us, that means replanting aging coconut trees, increasing biodiversity, improving the soil health. That's a critical one. Helping farmers diversify their income and have really a consistent income, supporting organic practices, creating economic incentives that make conservation of their agroforestry vastly more valuable than, clearing the land for producing, corn or soy, right? And consumers, by the way, right, they can't see all of that on a label. Right. Which is probably the biggest challenge for our company. What do we put on the label? Do we just, try and write our manifesto in 4-point font, or do we say what the product's called? But that's why transparency matters, right? Because consumers can't see that on the label. So a product shouldn't tell you just what's inside the bottle. But there needs to be better ways to tell you the story of the landscape and the people who made that product possible. And I don't think we're there yet. We haven't figured out how best to do that. But the best food, shouldn't just nourish the people eating it. It needs to also nourish the place where it came from.
I absolutely love that. Ben, you are incredible. I love all things that you guys are doing over there at Big Tree. And I would love nothing more than for you to come back on the show. I know there are going to be updates. There's going to be new product launches, all the great things. I would love for you to come back and share with us. That'd be really awesome.
I would love it.
And let everyone know where they can get some more information and possibly get the products sent to them.
Yeah, sure. So, first stop, check out our website, www.bigtreefarms.com. But you can also find us on Amazon. You can find us, at, almost, 10,000 grocers around the country, but, Whole Foods, Sprouts, and a lot of other places, Publix, H-E-B, Harris Teeter, many places. But if you go to the website, you can look up where to find us and put in your zip code, and we'll tell you where to get us.
Sounds like a plan.
We love the support, and it is a movement, not just a food product.
Right. It is absolutely a movement. And I love what you said about leaving those farming areas and places better than when we initially came. And that definitely is a testament to time. I love it. Much more success to you and the whole team, Ben. Thanks again for coming through. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face. You tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.